our dear viewers, and welcome to our special coverage for the House of Representatives elections 2025, the rerun and runoffs for the second phase. I would like to greet my dear guests in the studio who are accompanying us for shedding light on this very important topic. Dr. Ahmad Farragl, our journalist and academic. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us. Sir, before starting our coverage, we'll take this news where the National Election Authority held a press conference on Wednesday. The NEA Executive Director, Councillor Ahmad said the voting process in polling stations are being held in an organized way. He further said that he was following up news of the voting process with the heads of the political stations. Councillor Binderi affirmed that all facilitations are being offered to voters by the authority around the polling stations. And that's the latest by the National Elections Authority regarding the voting process in the first day for the runoffs and rerun of the second phase. Back to our guest in the studio, Dr. Farragl. How would you describe the political significance of the second phase runoff in this year's parliamentary cycle?
As we know, the parliamentary elections gained lots of momentum in the last period due to the multiple rounds of elections and revoting and the interference of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to adjust the electoral landscape. And today, the first day of the second phase of elections was launched in certain governorates, especially in the Delta region.
Yes.
As we saw, the National Election Agency all the time give us with the latest developments and information about the proceedings of the electoral process and the facilitations provided to people and the interaction with voters with the electoral process and so on.
Yes, sir. So what are actually the key differences between the first round and the runoff process in these elections?
Let's differentiate between the rerun and the runoff. The rerun of parliamentary elections in certain constituencies comes in accordance with the judgment of the higher administrative court that annulled the results of election in certain constituencies.
Yes.
That's why there were a rerun of the election. The second type of revoting is due to the fact that, as we know, there are some candidates who couldn't gain the majority of votes. So in such case, we need to rerun the election to determine or to measure the one who will gain the majority of votes. That's it.
Yes. Sir, actually, what measures are in place to ensure a smooth and transparent voting process today? And we have seen actually the press conference by the National Election Authority that there were no irregularities or any breaches that were reported so far.
Actually, as we mentioned in previous episodes, all the state agencies actually exerted great efforts in such endeavor to guarantee that the electoral process will be conducted in a friendly atmosphere and to provide any needed facilitations and to encourage people to participate and to cast their votes because as we know citizens are partners, are major partners in the electoral process. And this is their homeland, this is their country, and this is their future, and they should participate and elect the best person who will represent them under the dome of the House of Representatives. Actually, all the state agencies cooperated in the electoral landscape, and the electoral process went smoothly and fairly. And the National Election Agency follows up the scene and interfere by providing directions or providing information if needed.
Yes, sir. How active has the voter participation been so far, including among Egyptians living abroad? We have witnessed also yesterday and the day before the voting for the Egyptian expats in the same phase, and today and tomorrow we are witnessing the elections domestically. So how do you see the participation so far, sir?
Actually, the participation in these elections are very, very good, and people were keen on participating and expressing their opinion by electing the persons who will represent them fairly and without any interference, without any pressure, because they realize that such elections are very, very important. Because as Egyptians we have urgent files. Such files need to be discussed under the dome of the House of Representatives, and those lawmakers of course will be responsible for such issues, to transfer the interests and the issues of people to the decision makers in the government. That's why people either inside the country or the expats overseas were keen to participate and cast their votes.
Yes. So what are the main issues motivating the voters in different regions, in the urban areas and the rural areas, in these runoff contests?
You mean the standards
Yes.
based on which the
voters are choosing their contenders or
of course, some voters are loyal, especially in Upper Egypt and in the Delta provinces, are loyal to some people,
families and
families and tribes, and
indeed,
something the social aspect here.
Of course.
But in the large cities like Cairo and Alexandria, I think people, the issue is different. People, for example, pay more attention to the program offered by the candidates. And on such basis they evaluate each candidate,
Yes.
and of course will take a decision according to what he or she will provide to them to achieve their aspirations and resolve their problems.
Yes. So you mean here that the choice in the urban areas is different from in the rural areas for the candidates here?
Of course, yeah. The tribal factor is very, very present in some rural areas and in Upper Egypt, actually. And I'm from Upper Egypt, by the way.
Yes, indeed. Dr. Farragl will go to a short break for the news bulletin, and after that we will be back to continue our special coverage for the House of Representatives elections 2025, the rerun and the runoffs for the second phase with our dear guest, Dr. Ahmad Farragl, our journalist and academic, so stay tuned. Welcome back, our dear viewers, continuing our special coverage for the House of Representatives elections for the runoff and rerun for the second phase of the elections domestically inside of Egypt. And back to our dear guest in the studio, Dr. Ahmad Farragl, our journalist and academic, to shed more light on the elections and the importance of the elections. Doctor, how do you see the voters' engagement impacting the legitimacy of the new parliament?
As we know, the legitimacy of the new parliament stems from the number of participation.
Indeed.
I mean, if there is, and we hope that actually, if there is an intensive participation, including all the brackets of society, youth, women, elderly people. Of course, the coming parliament will be representing all the brackets of Egyptian society.
Yes, sir. Sir, how do these elections actually reflect the broader trend in the Egyptian civil society engagement and the importance of the engagement in the political life in Egypt?
Actually, the parliament plays a major role in forming the movement of political life in Egypt, because as we know, any parliament at any country has two major functions. The first function is overseeing and controlling and monitoring the work of the government. And the second function is proposing and formulating the laws in different spheres that would contribute to improve the kind of life in Egypt, in economy, in politics, in education, in health, etc. That's why choosing our representatives under the dome of the House of Representatives is very, very vital, and they should be elected according to their own vision regarding how to address, how to solve the urgent social, economic and political issues in society.
Yes, sir. Sir, how might the outcomes of these runoffs influence the legislative priority over the next sessions?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it again?
Yes. How the outcome of these elections could affect the legislative life in Egypt, the performance of the upcoming parliament, which we are electing, the House of Representatives?
As we noticed that there were rounds of elections and stages either here inside or outside the country, and when certain results were annulled by the higher administrative courts, the National Elections Authority ordered to rerun the elections again. So, of course, the upcoming parliament, in such case, will be legitimate and will be legal, expressing the real will of the Egyptian people.
Yes.
Because they, by their own selves, select their representatives freely, and the state doesn't interfere in directing the community of voters to select certain individuals or be loyal to a certain party. Actually, the state, its situation is very, very neutral. All what the state did is guaranteeing or assuring that the electoral process will be performed within an integrity and transparency under the supervision of the National Elections Agency. And as we know, the members of such authority are judged. So the electoral process is conducted under the direct supervision of judiciary.
Sir, from your point of view as an Egyptian citizen and we as voters, what should we expect from the upcoming House of Representatives? What should be topping the agenda? What are the most pressing issues that should top the agenda of our upcoming parliament?
I think as an Egyptian citizen, the economic file will be on the top of the priorities. We need to complete the economic plans that would contribute to raising the standard of living in Egypt. And we need to propose and formulate certain legislations that would help attract for investments and make the atmosphere investment, for example, investment-friendly atmosphere. By, for example, providing certain incentives in terms of tax, in terms of, for example, providing all the needed paperwork through the one-window system. All of such procedures need to be discussed under the dome of the Parliament to formulate the laws that would achieve such goals.
Yes.
Another important file, I think, maybe the education file. Education, because every Egyptian family pays more attention to education, either in the stage before joining the university or the higher education. So we have lots of issues that need to be discussed to provide or to guarantee that the education system, especially in the stage of high school, will be welcomed by the Egyptian households, actually.
Indeed. Sir, moving on to women in parliament, how did you see the women participation, and how in general do you assess the position of women now in the political life in Egypt?
As we know, under the reign of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, women enjoy a great deal of
yes,
treatment and rights, and as we know, all the time President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi asserts that women are half of society, and we live in the era of women empowerment. That's why, as we witnessed, the participation of Egyptian women was very, very good, actually. And of course, after declaring the final results by the National Election Authority, we will find some female lawmakers who will play a vital role under the dome of the parliament to represent their constituencies and to discuss the urgent issues the citizen pay more attention to such issues.
Yes. So how did you see the participation of women as candidates in the House of Representatives elections?
Actually, as we saw, there are many female candidates, and they enjoy the same rights as male candidates, and there is no differentiation between them. They have their own plans, they have their own programs, they have their own supporters, and they participate freely. And of course, as I have just mentioned, we will see many female lawmakers in the House.
Sir, also the youth. Indeed, the Egyptian administration is paying great attention to our young generation. How did you see the participation of the young generation, and to what extent we should be doing more in order to increase the political awareness of the young generation to participate in the decision making in the country?
Actually, young men or youth have actively participated in the ongoing elections. They participated directly by casting their votes, and they were keen to do such action. And also we saw some initiatives launched by, or some efforts launched by some young men to, for example, to do something for their homeland or to their country by, for example, helping the elderly, and by helping the women, by guiding them to their right polling stations, by providing them with the information or with the data of the places of their constituencies. Because as we know, the Egyptian youth are very acquainted with the latest techniques in AI and information technology. So
this is a very important point, Doctor, that you have just raised. The importance of developing the process as a whole, and to reach our young generation through the way, through the social media, through the developed and new techniques. So how can we use these new techniques and the developed one in order to increase our young generation's political awareness and the importance of their participation in the political life?
I think certain pages on social media websites can be created by the state agencies, the concerned state agencies, to guide and to motivate the young men and youth to participate in such political event, and to raise their awareness about the challenges faced by Egypt nowadays, in terms of, for example, the national security, the economic problems, and so on. And I expect that if there are such initiatives, the response will be great from the side of the Egyptian youth.
Yes.
Yes.
From another front, sir, how do you see the importance of increasing the political awareness of the young generation, even in schools and universities, from the young age, about the importance of the political participation and the importance of the role played by the young generation in the decision making in their country, and for developing our country for more democracy and for more political integration among the Egyptian citizens?
Actually, the Ministry of Education can play a major role in such regard, by introducing, for example, a subject about national education or politics or whatever the name of the course, to raise the national awareness among Egyptian youth, and to prepare them for the future, because as we know, the young men of today will be leading the scene in the future. So they should be acquainted with all the tools that would enable them to play or to perform their required or anticipated role in the development of their country.
Yes. Sir, also, how do you evaluate the role played by the National Election Authority in the voting process, both domestically and for the Egyptian expatriates that did wrap up yesterday for the runoff and rerun for the second phase of the election?
Actually, the National Elections Authority managed the whole electoral process professionally, and as we noticed All the time they issue statements and provide the public with the latest development and information. Of course they provided every needed facilitation to guarantee that the electoral process will be conducted in a friendly atmosphere.
Yes. Back to the Egyptian expatriates, how was significant the runoff for the House of Representatives for the Egyptian expatriates, and what actually distinguished it politically and legally from the first round?
As we know, the participation of Egyptian expats abroad is very, very important because actually they are Egyptian citizens. They have all the rights to participate and to cast their votes. And to contribute to their homeland.
Of course, of course. The importance from your point of view for the Egyptian expatriates to, as you have kindly mentioned, to play a role in the decision making and in the political life of their homeland. How do you see the importance of such a participation by the Egyptian living abroad in such elections?
We have just talked about the legitimacy of the upcoming parliament. So, as we expect from the Egyptians abroad, their participation intensively in the voting would empower the upcoming parliament, because in such case it will represent, or it will express all the brackets of Egyptian people.
Indeed. Sir, also, to what extent this participation by the Egyptian expatriate as well is increasing the sense of belonging for the Egyptians living abroad?
Of course, it will empower their belonging to their homeland, because they will see that their votes are counting and their votes are important. That's why the state is keen on conducting the elections abroad, to let them cast their votes, to let them choose the right person, and the state gives them the same opportunity as the people who are living inside.
To what extent the Egyptians abroad feel that their votes can actually make a tangible difference in the parliamentary representations?
I think nowadays, due to the technological progress and the technological revolution, of course, they are very, very aware about the importance of their participation and the importance of their votes in constituting the general political landscape in their homeland.
Sir, the new generations of Egyptian expatriates, the third and fourth generation, how can we approach these generations as Egyptians here, and what could be the role here played by the Egyptian consulates and embassies in order to increase the awareness of the young generations of the Egyptian expatriates about their homeland, the sense of belonging, and the importance of their participation in the political decisions in their homeland?
For example, they can hold certain seminars or symposiums, and invite certain people, I mean experts, and conducted a direct dialogue with the youth, Egyptian youth living abroad, and listen carefully to them, and provide them with the latest information regarding the developments in the political landscape in their homeland, and the challenge faced by Egypt nowadays, actually.
Sir, how actually can we increase here the role played by the political parties and the individual candidates in the upcoming elections as well, to increase the awareness of the voters here, both the expatriates and the Egyptians here inside of Egypt, about the role played here by the parties and the role played by the candidates for the sake of the voters. So how the candidates here for the House of Representatives and the Senate beforehand should be playing more vital role in order to increase also the percentage of the turnout and participation, indeed.
Actually, the Egyptian political parties need to pay more attention to the issue of how to acquire more supporters. They need to develop certain programs or plans to gain more supporters in the Egyptian streets, and this would come by addressing the direct problems that touch the layperson in politics, in economy, in education, in health.
All the sectors.
That's it.
Yes, and we are joined by our correspondent from Al Gharbia, Wael Al Alfi, to update us about the voting process in Al Gharbia. Governor Wael, good afternoon to you.
Yes, good afternoon. Yes.
Yes. Well, can you update us about the latest in the voting stations and the constituencies, the polling stations and the constituencies, and in Al Gharbia governors throughout the day till now, Wael?
Yes, so today marks the first day of the second round of the electoral process as part of the second phase of the national elections, with voting officially underway in Tanta city, located in Gharbia government. Since the early hours of the morning, polling stations across the city have opened on schedule, welcoming voters under the supervision of judicial authorities and officials from the National Elections Authority. The electoral process is proceeding in accordance with the established legal and administrative framework. The atmosphere at the polling station is calm, orderly, and well organized. Voters are arriving gradually throughout the day, reflecting a steady and disciplined participation. Election staff are facilitating the process intensely, ensuring that voters can cast their ballots smoothly and without delay. The security, we are going to talk about security presence, is clearly visible in and around the polling centers. Police forces have been deployed to secure the voting locations, regulated the flow of voters, and maintain overall public order, contributing to a sense of reassurance among citizens taking part in the vote. According to the preliminary observation from the election official, no major irregularities or disruptions have been recorded during the first hour of voting. All procedures, including voter identification, ballot distribution, and the sealing of ballot boxes are being carried out in full compliance with electoral regulation. Tanta City represents an important electoral district with the Al-Gharbiyya governorate during the second days of the elections.
Yes.
The turnout recorded so far indicates continued public engagement in the electoral process, particularly during this decisive second round.
Yes.
Voting is scheduled to continue until the official closing time later this evening, after which ballot counting will begin under full judicial supervision, with the results to be announced in due course. That's our report for the first, yes, here from Al-Gharbiyya, from Tanta City, yes.
Yes. Wael Al-Alfi, our correspondent from Al-Gharbiyya, thank you so much, Wael, for your updates, and we'll be back to you before the closing of the polling stations at 9 p.m. Cairo local time for more updates on the voting process in Al-Gharbiyya Governorate. And our dear viewer, we thank you so much our dear guest in the studio, Dr. Ahmad Farragl, our journalist and academic, for your precious input, sir. It was a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Our dear viewers, with that we come to the end of our special coverage for the House of Representatives elections 2025, the rerun and runoff for the second phase. Many thanks for watching.